Game 3 of your SFL Super Saturday here in Week 12 is on the Virtual Football Network. We've got probably the game of the weekend here for you this evening. Vancouver playing host at Canada Field in Vancouver, British Columbia to the 7-1 DC Dragons. This matchup's been played 3 times. DC leads the ledger 2-1. The first 2 matchups outside of the 4K24 era were both shootouts with 60 plus combined points in one and 100 plus combined in the second. What a game we've got up for you this evening alongside me in co-commentary this evening. It's a great pleasure to welcome back to the broadcast booth with me, Anthony Ellison. Ant, what's going on? How are we?
Jacob, I absolutely love being in the booth with you. This is going to look like on paper being a shootout. You're going to hear us say throughout the whole day today, they're top 5 in the league in all these stats, and we're going to see who's going to prevail or who has the better coaching.
I'm Jacob Clear, that's Anthony Ellison. We've got Ellie Diamerson, JW Hartshawn crunching the numbers beside us this evening. Cameron Irvine producing for the Virtual Football Network as always. This should be a cracker here to continue your Saturday slate of games in Week 12 as the season begins to enter the final third. The home Vancouver Legion will have first possession returned up from the goal line. And up past the 28 is where Vancouver will start their opening drive. Ezekiel Bear on returning duties. Quarterback Christian Brown leads this offense out. Both of these quarterbacks on show tonight have over 2,000 passing yards on the season so far, both top 5 in touchdowns. Vancouver is top 3 in passing yards and rushing yards on the season. I'll start on a quads look, or a trips look on the 3 up the top. It's going to be a handoff straight up the middle there, a carry for Jalen Wells, the first player in the game. The rest of the offense, Christian Brown at quarterback, Devin Lloyd, JW Doyle, and Jalen Wells are your backs. Nick Lockett, D'Angelo Lopez, Brett Killian, and Ezekiel Bear are your receivers. John Michael Sudduth, the tight end, Gregory Wynell, Frank Burks, Mango Moody, Zach Turner, and Oliver Couch make up the 5-way offensive line. Brown's going to throw for the first time today. Throws, Killian at the turn, got it there for a first down.
And Jacob, with Vancouver, they're number 1 in the league in rushing, and they do it differently. They do it with a 3-headed monster with a total of almost 1,200 yards on the ground running. But right there, you saw Christian Brown. After a good run, they set up a nice little button hook for a first down.
Killian approaching 700 yards on the season in 8 games. Hand off to the outside. It's a second for Wells. He plants a defender in the ground, gets 6.
And we need to keep an eye on the DC Dragons front 4. Froston, Gary, Harrison, and Fuentes. They have to do a better job with getting penetration and getting to the backfield.
2 carries already for the fullback now. Brown's going to drop back again. Killian the targets. Basically back-to-back plays there, and it's incomplete. Good pass defense there on the plate. Dragging backwards, and Vancouver now with an early third down.
And these are like a big third down play. I know it's the first drive, but since it's a high-scoring offense, you need to try to get the ball back as quickly as possible.
3 receivers, a tight end, and a fullback in this formation. Brown's going to throw it outside, and he's picked on the tip. Going back in the other direction. DC with an early turnover. It comes, the beneficiary is Tyler Highfield, and in fact, it's Darryl Bullock with the interception. And DC going to have the ball 25 yards out from the Vancouver goal line.
This is a 3rd in the league in passing, but you also know that Brown throws a lot of interceptions. He's risky. He's a gunslinger. In that situation, on a cover 2 flat, that quarterback is sitting right there waiting for that ball to be thrown. Good job tipping it up and bringing it down for their 13th interception of a team for the season for DC.
And it's the 13th for Brown on the season as well. His touchdown to interception ratio is almost 1-to-1. With the 14 touchdowns, leaving him 5th in the league. But DC going to take over here with Shabazz Synergy. A bunch to the left-hand side. It'll be a handoff there and a 2-yard gain. Opening carry for Kevin Say is shut down.
So now we see Shabazz Synergy here, 2nd in the league in completion percentage, and that's because they run the ball pretty effectively on 1st and 2nd down. That leads to nice passes, 5 to 6 yard passes. That's all you need.
Now into a heavy set here. Fullback offset to the left-hand side. It'll be a first carry for Harrison. Bounces it outside. That will be a pickup of 4. It'll be a 3rd down and short upcoming for the Dragons. 2 carries. They project to go to the ground here again. Synergy again in the bunch. Vancouver could show pressure on either side of their line. They will bring pressure through the middle. Synergy throws wide open. Connor Weston inside the 10.
Ooh, I love that route combination right there. You're in a bunch formation. Your tight end does a quick out. You got the inside receiver doing a in route right between the 2 linebackers. Really simple. They did a little crisscross. They had opening on the outside, but I love the timing and anticipation on that throw.
3 plays. DC are already now inside goal to go territory. 6 yards away from an opening score. Kevin Say is in the backfield again. In fact, that's Harrison in behind. It'll be a toss play to Harrison on the outside. The lead block didn't develop, and it's a great defensive read there on the outside to shut that one down. Vancouver gets an early stop.
I love it. I love when cornerbacks does more than just playing pass defense when they can come up in the run. Ron Hoff right there came from the cornerback position and made a good tackle.
Synergy's going to throw this time, and it's caught at the goal line. They're going to give him the touchdown. Connor Weston with the opening score tentatively.
Yeah, that was a quick pass right there. Definitely caught Vancouver off guard. But let's see, did he cross the end zone? That's going to be very important.
It's a little bit touch and go. We'll see if the booth review comes through. It will. Let's have a look at this one.
And with both teams being high-profile offenses that scores a lot of points, something like this can mean a lot. 3rd and goal or a touchdown here. So let's see where was the nose of the football when the tackle was made.
Give us your thoughts in the chat here. It looked like it may have been a touchdown-saving tackle there. And the official agrees with the DC sidelines. So Vancouver are going to be DC going to be spotted here, a yard away from the goal line.
And good job in the booth seeing that was a challengeable play. Now you're setting up in 3rd and goal here. You know they're going to want to run the football, Jacob. They're going to bring a heavy formation there. I want to send those linebackers up those gaps.
The back is Harrison. Fullback Stellar off to the left. They're both fresh after that challenge. They will run the outside. Handoff, he's stopped.
Love it. Love it. Shoot the gap right there. That's what you do in that 3rd and goal situation. You got to sell out. You know that they're going to run the football. Blitz. Go up the middle and make a play. That is a touchdown-saving tackle and only hold them to 3 points.
Drew Hamilton, 10-season veteran, 2-time All-Star, gets a huge goal line stop, and it means that turnover from Christian Brown is only a minor score.
And, points are points, right? Obviously you get points off of turnovers. That's something that we're going to look in the score box later on down the line in the game. But right there, Vancouver, after a tough interception, to come up with a stop after a great challenge is phenomenal.
Huge couple of swing plays for Vancouver. They're backed up on their own goal line. And they'll have another chance here on offense. So Brown has to shake that interception off. It was not one of his better reads. We know the presence of Darryl Bullock on the outside. He already has the turnover on the afternoon. Brown will go back into the same formation they were in when that interception was thrown. Drop back by CB4. Drops into it, and it's a great read across the middle. Caught by Killian, his 3rd catch of the game.
Let's be honest. These 2 quarterbacks have a combined 22 total seasons in the league, meaning when something happens, they're going to forget about it, short-term memory, and they're going to go right back at it. Why not throw a seam route to your slot receiver after you just threw an interception? I love it.
Killian now 2 of 3 for 30 yards, and Vancouver find themselves 45 yards away from their own goal line after one play. Into a split Joker's look here. Toss play to the outside. Wells with a 3rd carry. He will only get a yard there at the line of scrimmage. Well shut down by Chris Britton, the 3rd.
And good job, number 23 right there. That's the safety, Tyler Highfield, actually pushed the blocker in, which caused a commotion right there in the backfield.
No carries of yet for Devin Lloyd, the lead back. It's all Wells at the moment. Handoff at the middle. That's going to get... Oh, he broke it free. Great effort there to get past the line of scrimmage. That's the first carry for Lloyd, and it ends up being a gain of 1, but a tough 3rd down and long.
Yeah, big 3rd down and long right here. After you threw an interception on the drive before, you want to get completions, but you don't want to lose your confidence there.
Brown's going to roll out, had no pressure, throws across the middle. That's caught for a 1st down. Great read, Nick Lockett.
Look, we're dealing with 2 quarterbacks who are top 2 in completion percentage, and this is why. High percentage throws, nice little comeback, go across the middle, right past that linebacker, throwing on the dot right there, right in between the numbers.
Fresh set of downs, Vancouver in DC territory for the first time this afternoon. Another passing formation here. Handoff's just going to go straight to Wells up the middle. He'll get 4. Nothing wrong with that. 2nd and 6 upcoming. We'll introduce the DC Dragons defense. Kano Fortson, John Gary, Seth Harrison, Mike Wagner, and Jose Fuentes make up the defensive line. Nick Fargo and Chris Britton, the 2 linebackers. Jadoobie Doo, Darryl Bullock, the corners. Billy Beers, Tyler Highfield, Peanut Say, and Kev Say Jr. make up the secondary. Brown drops back again. He will throw. It is incomplete. Looking for Killian again. That one overthrown.
Yeah, and they're gonna start putting a second set of eyes on Killian there. So you gotta look it off and look for those receivers on the outside.
It is the 2nd 3rd down and long that Vancouver will have to try and convert here to get a score on the board in this drive. Empty bunch to the right-hand side. DC don't send any extra pressure. It is caught in the middle by Ezekiel Bear for a 1st down.
And the thing is, not sending the pressure, that's cool. You have more people in coverage. But that offensive line, Weinel, Burks, Moody, Turner, and Couch, they give you a beautiful pocket for him to step up in the pocket and make a good throw right there. Good job by the offensive line.
They've kept Brown clean so far through the opening 6.5 minutes. Back into the Jokers formation. They've thrown out of this a couple of times already today. Brown will throw. Lloyd ran the route. He's thrown an end zone. Caught Nick Lockett. Touchdown.
They showed that formation a couple times, but they did different plays every time they're in that Joker formation right there, Jacob. This time right there, 3-step drop. Brown got rid of the ball on that 3rd step and threw a strike right up the seam for a 3rd down. It's a seam route from that tight end position. What a way to go up at the highest point to get the ball, and that's the way to respond after you got a turnover last possession.
It's Lockett's 3rd receiving touchdown of the season. Brown's 15th passing touchdown. And Vancouver turn a great drive into points.
The extra point is good.
And like I said, Vancouver, 1st in the league in least amount of sacks. They only gave up 7 sacks in the season. You're seeing why right there. Beautiful job for creating a good pocket for your quarterback.
Teams now with points on the board here at Canada Field. This one will be kicked back. DC can return it from inside the field of play. Returned by Harrison. He bounces to the outside. Can't get it past the 25-yard line. We'll introduce the DC offense as it takes the field for the 2nd time today. Quarterback Shabazz Synergy, backs Kevin Say, Sam Harrison, and Chuck Stella. Receivers Ronnie Shanahan, Mason Kirby, and Connor Weston. Jay Hayden, Lauren Percoco, James Walters, the 3-way tight end group. Carney Cook, Al Friedman, and Michael Percoco make up the offensive line. The receivers plus a tight end. That tight end will be motioned across. It's the ever-electric Lauren Percoco on the right-hand side of the line now. There'll be a handoff straight up the middle to Say, who is plugged. Only a gain of 1.
And good job by those linebackers. DJ Woods right there, Franzi, they are so key to stopping the run game to force them to pass on earlier downs.
Going back to the bunch. They've enjoyed this formation so far today. Harrison checks in. It'll be handoff to Sam Harrison. He runs straight at Lister, and Michael Lister hangs on. There, it's a gain of 5. Means that third down's a bit more manageable.
And what's going to be really key is you can run the football in those passing formations, because then you can just keep that formation out there, and it's going to be lesser people in that box.
Into the triple formation. Vancouver sends some extra pressure. It's thrown outside. The little curl route works, and Connor Weston has the first down.
And what's key for the curl route right there, Connor Weston, is show the numbers in your hands to the quarterback. So you're playing basketball and you're shielding off that defender, and you're just showing the target right there. So it's an easy throw.
And in between the defender and the quarterback there in that situation, Weston did that. And the Dragons have a fresh set of down. Sam Harrison on the outside. Farnsey trying to catch him. Does so. It's a gain of 5. We'll introduce the rest of the Vancouver defense. Kevin Brackett, Achilles Papatonis, Chris Joseph, and Gerald Giudicetti make up the defensive line. Josh Farnsey, DJ Woods, and Marquise Reed, your linebackers. Emmanuel Blackman, Michael Lister, Ron Hoff, Jack Russell, Drew Hamilton, who had that incredible goal line stop, and Mark Lopez are your secondary unit. Hand off to Say on the outside. Stella got the block. Say is off and racing past the 40. Say inside the 30. Pursued by 4 different blue jumpers. He runs out bounds on his own accord at the 20-yard line. Brilliant running by Kevin Say.
And a beautiful pull block by number 65, the right guard from the backside right there, was able to get across, seal that defensive end. That gave enough time for Say to bounce it outside for a big run on first down.
Run blocking was pristine there on that play, and now they find themselves in the SFL red zone once again. They were stopped here last time. Dropped back by Synergy. Good blocking again on the outside. That one is incomplete. Laundry on the field. They'll get a free first down and 5 extra yards.
Yeah, a little bit too handsy on that there. You gotta make sure after 5 yards, you gotta be careful. You gotta let go. You gotta give the receiver the chance to get their hands up.
Moves them further forward. So, again, if you're just joining us, Connor Weston had a touchdown wiped out from 6 yards out. And then Vancouver got the stop on the goal line. DC will not want to be thrown away again here. Bunch to the bottom. Hand off to Harrison. Blocking on the outside by the receiver. Sam Harrison. First down. He's inside the 3.
She does more than receiving. Lauren Prococo at that 6'7", 260 frame, laying out a good key block for the run. And that's that formation we've been seeing. If you can run out of it, you can stay in that formation the whole game, because you can also pass too.
Inside the goal line now. They got 3 shots at it. Say in the backfield. It was his run that got them here in the first place. Handoff straight up the middle of Say. Got past 1. They've stopped him at the goal line again.
Ooh, that's a touchdown saving tackle. So now you got 2 more shots, and it's probably going to be run. Remember, the last time they was on this goal line situation, they got stopped because they sent pressure up the middle. Vancouver, you need to do the same thing again.
Marquise Reed got the hold there. Harrison's back in the backfield. Toss play outside. Harrison got the drag. Touchdown. DC takes the lead again.
So it was Harrison on this drive that got him to the goal line. They gave it right back to him to finish the job right there, just carrying defender in there. Good job from the left side of the line. That left tackle and left guard sealing the edge and making an opening for the touchdown.
Clinical drive by the DC Dragons. Over 60 combined rushing yards now on the ground. And it results in a 1-yard rushing touchdown by Sam Harrison. But give credit, I mean, you mentioned it, Ant, that the blocking both outside on the offensive line, but up on the outside with the receivers and tight ends that were eventuating there. Chuck Stella had a brilliant possession there, creating that outside run to Kevin Say.
Yeah, it's not just the offensive line. They're picking the running backs and the receivers. They're picking up the blitz. Both teams are doing a good job with protecting the quarterback.
30 seconds left in the opening quarter. This game so far has lived up to the billing. Both teams with 7 wins, chasing that 8th win that should, touch wood, guarantee a playoff spot at minimum for either of these teams, but they're obviously chasing division titles as well, and seeding spots for that matter. This game has huge implications on the rest of the season. Brown throws it, is incomplete, looking for Sudduth. It is falling away, great pass deflection there.
Yeah, I love it. Billy Beers, 77 tackles for the season, and you see Rye right there. Playing center field is not easy, especially timing that post route there. Did it just in time to knock the ball loose.
Like third time's the charm for Billy Beers. His 3rd season with the Dragons has been his absolute best. He's been a star this season for this secondary. 2nd down and 10. Brown in a trips formation again. They will run again. It is Wells. He is jammed up at the line. They sent heaps of pressure and it gets there. And it's only a gain of 2. That's Peanuts say with the stop. 3rd down and 8 upcoming after the quarter break potentially.
Now, momentum is on DC's side right here, so Vancouver needs to do something. This is a key 3rd down situation. Maybe you wait till the quarter, but you want to get this completion going.
They will snap it before the quarter goes out. Brown's going to roll out and throw Killian in traffic. He's done it again.
The same exact play the last drive before when it was 3rd down. You roll out to one side and throw it to the other side right there. You see Killian gets right behind the linebacker, but right in front of the safeties. That's a tough throw, but that's a money throw for them.
Quarter break, Vancouver down 7-10 with possession. Quality game here so far at Canada Field in Vancouver, British Columbia. I'm Jacob Clear, that's Anthony Ellison, Ellie Diomas, and JW Hartshaw running the numbers for us on stats this evening. You're watching this one on the Virtual Football Network here with the Simulation Football League. Vancouver at their own 40. Brett Killian has been on fire so far today. He moves in motion to the left-hand pocket. Brown with a short drop back, waits, throws, it's up and incomplete. Not quite sure what they saw there. Darryl Bullock already has an interception on the afternoon. Probably could have had a second one there.
And that same cover 2 flat, when you're playing that flat, that's dangerous throwing it out there because Bullock already has an interception, tipping it to himself.
It's a wild play that started the drive for the DC Dragons there defensively. Brown is going to run. He got out of the pocket and he will get 12 yards and a 1st down. That is some brilliant improvisation by CB4.
Especially when you're about to get sacked right here. Once again, the offensive line, look at number 69.
Oh.
He's an offensive guard picking up that blitz on the end to give your quarterback Brown time to step up and make a run. That's just great awareness by your offensive line.
Brilliant by Zach Turner in his 1st season with the Legion. Toss play on the outside. Devin Lloyd has been quiet so far today. It is a gain of 2. And again, the run defense today for DC has been outstanding.
Yeah, if John Michael Sutton was able to pick up that block, that would have been more. He did whiff on it. Good job by them to recover the defense.
Lloyd is no slouch either. 112 carries, over 500 yards on the campaign so far. Brown with a deep drop back is picked. 2nd of the game. It is brilliant. Darryl Bullock's got a double.
He's all over the place. He's playing the flats. He's in the quarters. And now that's time. He's following the receiver on a man coverage. Good jam, knowing that they want to throw the ball to Killian over the middle. Knew he had safety help right behind him. Just underneath cut, get the interception. Big play.
They tried that before. They threw it to Killian in triple coverage and was successful. They weren't going to get tricked twice, the DC defense. The Dragons have the ball back 28 yards away from their own goal line. And up the outside, Harrison runs at them. It's a gain of 1.
And that's just like, let's go back to that Bullet interception. That's just fantastic. Knowing the defense, you got help over the top, so you can gamble, you can cut the route off. But that's when you know you've been throwing to Killian so much, you got to spread that ball out.
Free wide here for synergy again. In motion, Pacoka, can they get her going today? Synergy will hand the ball off to Kevin Say. And Vancouver all over that one. So it'll be a third down and medium. They've gotten out of these situations in the past with efficiency. See if they can do so again here.
You got that big tight
behind him. Yeah. Quick drop back. No pressure. Thrown outside. That's caught. Great call, Ant. It's caught by James Walters for a first down.
Oh, yeah, I love it. They got a dual tight end system here. So this one was doing a nice little corner route, and they did a little rub route. Like, you know, one's doing a post, the other one's doing a corner, mix up the defense, and that's a good job. A big third down to keep the ball going.
Got 3 quality tight ends on this roster. James Walters and Jay Hayden both could really be tight end ones on SFL teams. Their backups to Lauren Pokoko on this unit. Handoff on the outside. It's Harrison. Jinx back inside. It'll be a 2-yard gain here. So the rushing game has quietened down since that last possession. Vancouver have made the necessary adjustments. Go back into the bunch. Say checks back in again. Heaps of pressure shown by Vancouver. Say runs to the outside. And again, the run support is there. It'll be a third down and medium.
They're running that trips formation. It's really tough to defend, Jacob, to be honest, because if you play man, that it's going to be the crossing route that's going to be open. But if you play zone, you could run the football.
Going to the trips again. This is what they used last time. It'll hand off to Harrison, who's swarmed. And it's tackled in the backfield, DJ Woods.
Yeah, and they're DJ Woods, those linebackers are doing great in the run coverage. That's why they're slowing down the DC running game here. Good stop on third down. They get the ball back to get some points.
And Van Claypool pumped this one away. So Vancouver that time didn't concede off the back of the turnover by Christian Brown. Ezekiel Bear elected to return that one, and they'll start their drive 82 yards away from the scoring line.
So Christian Brown is coming back on the field. 2 interceptions already today. We know that he's prone to throw interceptions, but he is third in the league in touchdowns thrown. So that means that he has the ability to get back into this game.
Let's see if they can get Devin Lloyd involved in this game as well. He's been quiet so far. Draw play up the middle. That's Wells, who is shut down at the line of scrimmage. Great response. Peanut Say with the run coverage.
Coming up from the defensive back position right there, Peanut Say, the strong safety, delivering a nice tackle when that could have been big yardage.
Into the Jokers again. This has been a passing formation for them today. Brown will throw again. Has heaps of time. Throws for Killian. It is incomplete. It was Sudduth with the target on the outside and nothing doing. Darryl Bullock is having the game of his career.
And it's only the first half there. Time in the pocket. And they had a wide open person that just led it too far up the field. And Bullock is there to knock it down, just playing stellar defense.
Into the triple, third down and long. DC trying to get a quick 3 and out here after punting it away. Rollout by Brown. Has protection. Throws in the middle. Lockett. First down. Brilliant by Christian Brown.
So this is going to be very important. They have to understand that is their money play on third down. They're going to roll out and throw a drag the other way. And that's something that DC needs to pick up. That good third down throw. Lockett, love to see another receiver getting involved, but you got to look for that.
So they lock at 3 for 47, including the touchdown. And a toss play on the outside. Good run there. That's probably the best of the evening thus far for Vancouver. Give him a gain of 6 there. JW Doyle, his first touch.
And Nick Lockett right there with the block on the outside too. Catches it and makes blocking. I love a complete receiver.
Now in eye jokers. Lloyd is the lead back. They've got Killian as a tight end here. Brown is going to do the sneak and first down.
Ooh, I love the creative play call there. Thinking that you're going to do a big run to the right side, and you saw the defensive line shift over. The gap was right in the middle.
And he'll keep the same formation here. Lockett, a tight end down the bottom. It's going his way. He's got it. First down and more. Inside the 20. Lockett to the 10. Nick Lockett, touchdown number 2.
This is the game that we expected, Jacob. We knew that both of these teams did not care about taking gambles down the field. We saw that on one play alone. We saw the missed interception gamble, but we also saw a throw that should have got picked off, but they don't care. They're going to throw the ball in that seam. Lockett was all over the place this drive. Big third down catch, a touchdown catch, made some blocks on the running game, and that's how you respond. This is the back and forth we're looking for.
Just like that, he's eclipsed the century mark. What a game we've got here on the Virtual Football Network. It's everything we thought it would be and more. There's the extra point for a chance to win. Splits the uprights, and Vancouver retake the lead.
And Jacob, we said it right before the drive that we know Christian Brown's going to throw interceptions, but he's going to throw some touchdowns too. He's a gambler. He's gonna make those big plays to keep them in the ball game.
He's got 2 of each so far, including that 54-yard passing touchdown to find Nick Lockett for the second time today. And DC will have the football back 20 yards off of their own goal line.
So DC got 4 minutes. You got 3 timeouts. You got the 2-minute warning, and you get the ball back at half. This is slow the game out, slow the game a little bit, and you can take a good lead.
Punch down to the bottom. Synergy, hand off to Harrison. Still going. 3 yards there on that. So again, they bring out the passing sets, trying to run out of it. Vancouver have responded as required. Say checks back in. Stella on the outside. Hand off outside. Say trying to get through the traffic. He'll get the leg drive going. He's going to get 3rd and 2. He'll take that. Makes the down a bit more manageable.
Gritty run right there. Running between the tackles is never easy because you know you're going to get contact right there. And Say was all for it. Big 3rd down and 2.
Sam Harrison back in, looking for his 13th rushing attempt of the game so far. Harrison on the outside. Great blocking on the edge. And it'll be a 1st down after that 4-yard run.
Not afraid to run towards the blitz. I love it. I love the blocking. He didn't get touched until after he got the 1st down. Big run.
Again, no increase of urgency here from DC. They still feel like they're in control of the game. Say in the backfield again. He will get the hangover. Heaps of room for Kevin Say. 1st down and a couple more on top of it. 13-yard run for Say.
Yeah, now we're seeing the DC offensive line right there. You're running behind Cook, Freedom, and for Coco right there, the center that dictates the whole line. Good job running to that left side and keep the clock moving.
It's at half the carries that Harrison has and has double the yardage so far. Mostly a beneficiary of that 35-yard run we saw 2 drives ago. Hand off to Harrison on the outside. He's got plenty of room. Sam Harrison with a gain of 8. That's his best run of the afternoon.
And I like it. I know they're not rushing. They're rushing to get up to the line, but they're keeping the clock moving. They know they get the ball back in half, so they can go up 2 possessions here if they can do like clock management correctly.
2.5 minutes to go. They've just crossed halfway after that last Harrison run. They'll go back to Say. And this time it's blown up in the backfield. Vancouver respond. DJ Woods again.
We've been calling his name in the running game all day today because he's doing a phenomenal job maintaining and keeping that DC running game under control.
Second tackle for loss for Woods so far in the half. DC will call a play before the halftime, and the 2-minute warning, it will be blown up in the backfield. Mark Lopez with a tackle for loss, and the DC Dragons drive stalls. Vancouver will get another chance before halftime.
Sometimes you just gotta let the 2-minute warning happen right there. I think there was way too many running plays on that drive, and now Vancouver's gonna get the ball back with plenty of time and timeouts.
Second straight punt here for Ron Van Cleef, and huge opportunity for the Legion. Fielded no opportunity to return there for Ezekiel Bear, so it's a long way home here. But again, huge touchdown play on that last drive, 54-yard reception to Nick Lockett, if you're just joining us, off the back of an 18-yard reception for Nick Lockett, which was their first scoring drive of the game. They've got just under 120 seconds to try and get a score on the board before the half is out. Brown is going to throw a short one. It is overthrown, and I don't think it was one of those situations. I don't think the corner actually knew what was happening there, and as a result, it falls harmlessly at his feet.
Yeah, if he was was paying attention, that was an interception, possible pick six there. Christian Brown's having tough time with the underneath routes.
Jadubi too, will still get credited with the pass deflection nonetheless. Drop back by Brown, pressure on the outside, tracks off Suddath has work to do, and he gets a couple of yards. Again, they throw that underneath route that was there that time, but again, a gamble that Brown has thrown a few times today where you just question what exactly the thought process is, but it's a 3rd down and long now. DC would love to stomp this out and enter half with a 4-point deficit. Brown will drop back, blocking around the edge was good. He's rolling around in the pocket, throws it deep, and he's overthrown. An opportunity there for the receiver to try and get a hold of that one. First target of the game for D'Angelo Lopez falls incomplete, and Vancouver will punt it straight back.
2 back-to-back drives with some questionable decisions. I really don't understand Vancouver doing a lot of these check down underneath because DC's defense is playing that. Now they get the ball back.
Chance to win to punt it away. There's still over a minute left, so DC have still got time to make something of this drive if they want. Sam Harrison up past the 45 on the return, so they've got a little over half the field to cover in just over a minute to do so. Even a field goal helps here, you feel, if they're able to get 20 to 30 yards on the fly and get Ron Van Cleef in a position to try and kick. Got to get some points off the end of that defensive effort there. Drop back by Synergy. Throws over the top. It's caught by Weston. He's back.
Ooh, tough throw there. That's confidence, and that's a timing route. There, you got to get that ball out before that safety comes and lays a boom on your receiver. Good throw, and what a way to keep that catch secure.
Stephen Molinax calls his first time out from the sideline. Now back into the trips formation. Single tight end is Pokoko. Thrown, it's incomplete. Great defensive play from behind.
Man, these defenses are really coming in to play today. I love it. They make adjustments. That's good job by the defensive coordinator for both teams, making adjustments on the fly, which is really important in this game.
Synergy again in the triple. Drop back. Throws. It's over the top and incomplete. Got the touch there was DJ Woods. And it is incomplete.
Look, DJ Woods is trying to get player to half it there. If he would have got that interception after playing phenomenal run defense, he's all over the field. He's covering, running there. These quarterbacks got to be careful because these interceptions can easily happen.
So down in 10. They're not in field goal range yet. The Dragons, they need another first down at minimum to get a score off this drive. Roll out by Synergy. Has time. Throws across. It is incomplete. Almost in the midst of Lauren Pokoko, but it's jarred free by Jack Russell.
Yeah, what another stop there. You got to go for it. Hey, if you get your hands on it, you got to come down with it. I think they're a little bit out of their kicker's range, which is the long bus, 46 yards. They're going for it.
Synergy is going to have a throw at this. Gotta love the aggressiveness from the sideline here. They need 10 for a first down. Pressure was sent, and it is incomplete. Aggressive defensive play calling from the Vancouver Legion sideline, and it succeeds. Ronnie Shanahan unable to hang on.
Oh, I enjoy that play call as a defensive-minded person. You know that they got to get 6 to 8 yards to 10 yards. Don't give them time. Send pressure, and those big routes can't happen because you're getting into the quarterback face. What a way to dial up a beautiful blitz on 4th down for Vancouver.
Vancouver themselves have 45 seconds. Really going to have 3 different drives inside the last 2 minutes where either team could get a really important score. Even again, if it's just a field goal, it would be significant either way. And Vancouver with an opportunity to extend their lead out to 7 before the half is out. Drop back by Brown. He will throw through the middle. It's caught Killian. Big start there. They'll call their first time out.
Yeah, we saw it coming. It's a vertical route for like 3 of the receivers. So all you got to do is just look one way and then move the safety over, and then you want Killian across the middle.
Killian has 54 yards so far today through the air. Motion receiver down, that's Ezekiel Bear. No, he poses a threat. 42 yards away from the DC goal line. It is up and incomplete. Nearly fell at the ankles of Ezekiel Bear. The target was Lockett. Either way, it's an incomplete pass.
So much traffic right there. You got to be careful, especially when the ball is tipped in the air. It's like the scariest thing when you're the offense.
Could have been picked, could have been caught, anything there. They've really got to spread the field out a bit here, you feel. They will do so here with a trips formation. Drop back by Brown, throws. It is incomplete. Was looking for Killian. It took a deflection before it got there. Peanut Say again on the defensive play. So 3rd down and long. Could Vancouver do the same thing DC did down the other end and go for it in 3rd down, incomplete, go for it on 4th? You feel like you should here in this situation, given the clock. I'll go 5 wide. Bear motioned out to the left. DC in a man look. He's picked up by Highfield. Throw by Brown had no time. And Killian had no chance at making a play at that 4-down territory.
I don't like that there. That's a short pass. That's before the 1st down marker. They're going to give you that.
He's identical. Trips to the bottom. Can they get the 4th down? The DC couldn't on the previous possession. Lockett moved in motion. He's been their guy downfield today. Drop back. Blocking on the outside was good. Incomplete. Sudduth the target. It was jarred free by Jadoobie-Doo.
Identical plays. Identical one. We knew it. We saw the seam routes on the left side. They tried to do a backdoor post to see if they was going to be able to sneak it in. Both defenses are playing great secondary right now in this last 2 minutes, Jacob.
Now DC have 30 seconds and 3 timeouts to try and do something themselves. 4 drives inside 2 minutes of the half ending. We've had 2 4th down attempts. Can the Dragons do something before the half is out? Hand off to the outside, Say will run it. And they will stop the clock. Well, not quite sure what the thought process was there.
At this situation, maybe it'd be good if you just take it to half. It's been a lot going on, and you don't want a interception or any type of turnover.
They get running it, but in this situation, why stop the clock? If you're going to run it, you clearly want the half to end. As they anticipate breaking one of these off, they might do so. It is caught. Gee, if that tackle wasn't made, he was gone. Don't mind that play call.
I don't mind that play call. I really like the route, and if that's a touchdown saving tackle, because there's nobody around.
Caught the Vancouver defense napping a little bit there. So they're inside Vancouver territory. No timeouts remaining now for the Dragons. Drop back by Synergy. Throws over the top. It is incomplete. 16 seconds left. First target for Mason Kirby. There falls incomplete.
So, like, what you're thinking of 16 seconds, it's not really a lot. You don't have any timeouts. You have to throw it outside the numbers and get out of bounds.
Go back to the bunch here. Harrison is the back. And we'll hand it off to Harrison. And he is stuffed by DJ Woods. No huddle, 10 seconds to go. Do they get a passing play out here? I'll just run it again with Harrison. Boy. that'll do us. We got there in the end. One of the most turbulent 2-minute drills from either team here to end the half. And it ends as it was 3 minutes ago with Vancouver with a 4-point advantage at half. Anthony Ellison, a lot to unpack there in what's been a game. Again, I feel like I'm saying this every time, but it's what we expected it to be so far.
Chaos. That's the best way to describe it. It's like back and forth is an understatement. They're like really mirroring each other on offense and defense. When one defensive series come up with a stop, the next one comes up with another stop there. The quarterbacks can't get a rhythm going for right now, but my player to have so far is Lockett with over 100 yards. That one drive alone was phenomenal, but we got a whole half to play.
Lockett, your player of the half here. Worth mentioning Darrell Bullock as well on the other side of the ball. Those 2 interceptions have kept DC in the game here so far. Second half action here, a turbulent first half here at Canada Field in Vancouver, British Columbia. The Legion lead this one 14 points to 10 over the DC Dragons. I'm Jacob Clear, that's Anthony Ellison in co-commentary, Ellie Diomez and JW Hartshaw running stats. Commissioner Cameron Irvine producing for the Virtual Football Network here as always. And we get this second half underway here. DC will have first possession, returned up past to the 25. Let's check in on the other game block here with Commissioner Cameron Irvine.
Thank you, Jacob. Sin City hosting Mexico City today, and it's a surprising blowout. The Sin City Samurai stepping up in one of the biggest moments of the season. They are taking it to Mexico City 27-3 late in the third. That was Kenny Hendricks' second receiving touchdown. Back to you in Vancouver.
We'll comment on that in just a second here after this first play for DC. Handoff to Say goes for about 4. So, again, this game has huge implications on the playoff format, as it will be, because both of these teams are projected to be at the top end of the table. But that game has huge implications because of Mexico City's standing, and also the fact that Sin City is still looking to try and get in. It's a huge win for the Samurai down the stretch of the season, and it could complicate things for the Aztecs in their competition proceeding. We stick our attention here as Harrison gets that carry for a 2-yard gain.
Essentially what you're saying, Jacob, and you can't take your foot off the pedal. Yeah, both teams 7 wins to start out the season, but there's people hungry and they're trying to get that position. So you got to put everything, your best foot forward.
Both of these teams obviously chasing that number 1 seed at the end of the season. Saves carry, he won't get the first down. Josh Fardy, first time we've called his name today, gets the stop, and Vancouver's defense will get off the field.
What a way to come out the half with a big stop here, knowing that you want to get the ball back, you want to control this game, and this is what Vancouver did. Good job by Franzi with a 3rd down stop.
On Van Cleef, punts it away again. 25-yard line is where Ezekiel Bear is spotted. So Vancouver, after 90 seconds, get the football back after we spoke that DC were obviously going to start the second half with possession. Gets flipped rather swiftly. And the Legion will have the football back with the lead here. Triple formation, 1 tight end on the right-hand side. Short drop back throw, caught Killian. Gain of 5.
And that time they lined them on the outside and just did a quick slant there. I like that moving Killian around the slot to the outside, the X and the Y position, just get him open targets.
Split jokers, toss play to the outside. Jalen Wells mows over one defender. They had extra support though, and it's only a gain of 1 in the end of what was an otherwise impressive run.
Yeah, DC didn't have that extra support. That was going to be a first down. He shot out of there from the backfield.
To the Jokers. Again, they've got wide receivers in at those tight end spots. Pressure backed away. They send for Brown. Throws in the middle. It is incomplete. Nearly at a third. Darrell Bullock. They cannot throw it to him.
throw it to the other side. Bullock wants all the smoke right there, looking for the third interception. That could have been an issue. Good job getting the ball back, DC.
Both drives to start the second half, resulting in punts. No first downs yet either. And this will be fair caught by Harrison, 32 yards out from the goal line. So DC get it back almost as quickly as they lost it. So they haven't quite unlocked the passing game. We know they're capable. They've played rather conservatively with their ground game so far. Only broke one of those runs off, but again, they keep pace with the game. And I suspect they'll stick to what has worked so far today. Koko motioned across. Woods is going to keep an eye on her, you'd imagine. Handoff to the outside. It is Say, who's plugged at the line of scrimmage. On the gain of one, Mark Lopez again with the run support.
And we're seeing the slowdown in the running game from both teams, and they're just committing to stopping the run, so it makes it easy for them to know when the pass is coming.
Heavy joker set here. Harrison, handoff. Can't get free. Vancouver sent heaps of pressure his way, and he'll lose the yardage that Say gained on the previous play. It's a loss of 2.
And that's a power run to the outside, so I wouldn't cut back in. You had an offensive guard that pulled out to the outside. Follow right behind him.
Marquise Reed's second tackle for loss of the day so far. Synergy throws. It is incomplete. It looked like he was throwing it to the Vancouver jerseys there. It was Weston who was his target. But it's a third straight punt to start the second half.
Yeah, and like you said, it just can't find a rhythm in the passing game for Synergy in the DC Dragons here. Now you get the ball back to Vancouver.
Both secondaries have picked up the slack here in the second half so far. And Vancouver will get the ball back again.
And you're trying to figure out what's going to work. Both teams is trying to slow the game down with the running attack, but both of the defenses are playing the run really well. So maybe you need to go back to throwing the ball, looking for those seam routes, just getting some type of positive yardage.
Go straight into the triple formation here. Handoff at the middle to Wells. He will get good pace there. It's an 8-yard gain. It's the best play of the half so far as yardage is concerned. And it just feels like both offenses, after a half that was as chaotic as it was, have gone a little bit gun-shy here to start the second term.
Yeah, not a lot of gambles, really basic when it comes to the play calling there. 2nd and 2.
Devin Lloyd back in to the backfield here. He will get the toss play on the outside. Great block by Sudduth. And it's a run for Wells. He's got heaps of room. Back-to-back runs, and they are positive ones, as it's Devin Lloyd's best touch of the afternoon so far.
I love the call because you put your big tight end on the outside as a receiver, knowing that you're going to call a crackdown, like halfback sweep. And good job blocking down on that defensive back there, getting more yardage for your running back.
Why not get your best run blocker in space and let him make the play? Lockett made a really good block there as well. Another toss play. That's Doyle, I should say. Give him a yard. Shut down at the line of scrimmage by Peanut Say, who's having a good game as well.
And what you see in Vancouver do, and you can pay attention to it, their outside receivers is your tight ends, and then their skill receivers are playing like the middle.
Lloyd is out there again. He'll get the toss again, and Lloyd is shut down at the line of scrimmage. That time the run blocking wasn't there, and Tyler Highfield's all over that one, so it'll be a 3rd down and long.
And there you go with the adjustment. They called that play 2 plays ago. It's a pitch to the outside. You saw the tight end on the outside blocking there. But good job by DC shooting the gaps.
Empty bunch to the left. Brown had no time, and it was at the ankles of John Michael Sudduth, and DC will get their defense off the field once again here.
And we haven't seen a sack by either team, but we have seen a lot of pressures from both teams, and that they're just a little rush.
That really the credit for the fact that that was an errant throw from Brown was the fact that he had no time to do it. This will be fair court, so tough field position here for the Dragons. They start at their own 13. What do you change here if you're Steve O'Malanax on the sideline here for the Dragons offensively?
I really need to like tame on the running. That trips formation that we see right now, they've gotten good positive yards from the passing there. Just do a little bit more being aggressive.
Say runs the outside. Fonzie hangs on. It's a gain of 5 for Kevin Say.
And just to add to it, I mean, you know, you got a really like fantastic tight end. You got to get the ball out there to your star receivers.
Harrison and Stella, the two backs here. Hand off Harrison. There's plenty of run coverage there, and Fonzie whacks him at the line of scrimmage. Back-to-back plays for 53, and it'll be a third down and medium.
And you got to convert third downs. They haven't converted a third down since early in the second quarter here. And you have Lauren Prococo, your all-world tight end. You have Connor Watson, who is first in the league coming today in receptions.
They run it again. They do. Harrison blown up. Fonzie back to back to back. Had support from Marquise Reed as well. Huge stop again from Vancouver defensively.
And Vancouver is saying, hey, they're not going to pass the ball. They don't want to. So we're going to put extra defenders in the box. And the linebackers are doing a great job shedding the blocks and getting to the running back.
Inside the 40 this time. Will Vancouver start their drive? So they've been the only team at their half so far to get first downs. We've had 6.5 minutes of play. They find themselves 8 yards shy of halfway to start this next possession. Brown back into split jokers. Neither playbook has really been open to start this second half. The Vancouver diversify things. They're going to go back to the toss. Stiff arm by Lloyd. He gets a yard there as he's chased by Peanut Say.
And they're both committing to the run with close to over 20 yards attempts and on each team. But the thing is, they're not getting a lot of positive yardage from it.
Same formation, same play call. Wells, oh boy! Plants the first defender there in Highfield on the ground. He got up very quickly there, but Jalen Wells made no mistake there with that truck, and it'll be a third down and medium.
It's one thing to get in the backfield, Highfield. Great job. You got to make a tackle. You just ran into a train.
Lloyd checks back in here on the third down and 4. I motion him to the outside here. Drop back by Brown. Lloyd ran the route. Oh, great defensive play.
Whoa.
Highfield makes up for it.
Yeah, so he got ran over to play before. He said, no, I got to show you why I am such an elite player. What a way to dive and knock it down when that could have been a completion. Another third down failure for both teams. We haven't seen a third down completed this quarter.
Punted away by a chance to win. So again, that third down efficiency has fallen off a cliff in this second half in particular. They see themselves 4 of 12, Vancouver now 4 of 10. The Dragons will have the ball back once again. Half-time, we've had 6 punts so far in the half. It's the 7th drive in 7.5 minutes. Just nothing on either side for these offenses. The defenses have played lockdown. Run for Say, got past one defender, and again, DJ Woods. These Vancouver linebackers are all over the field.
Yeah, running from sideline to sideline, they're going to help their teammates out. So even when Say and Harrison are breaking the first tackle, the next tackler is there within inches of them.
Toss play, Harrison. Now he's got room. Can he turn it upfield? He was pursued from behind. It'll be a first down for Sam Harrison. Finally some room for this ground game.
And DC is going to be stubborn. They know, they feel like they have a good, effective running game, so they're going to try it. They're going to run you inside with some ISO runs, and then they're going to bounce it to the outside. They're trying to find some type of hole in that Vancouver running defense.
Punch to the left-hand side. Again, they primarily ran out of this today. They will do so again. Fonzie has played shutdown in this second half. Gets say after a gain of 3.
First it was Woods in the first half, and now it's Fonzie stepping in and just playing great style of linebacking there, finding where the running back is and getting there as quickly as possible.
Back into the offset eye jokers. They're going to put Stella up at the line here. Toss play to the outside. Stella went downfield too quickly. I'm not sure about that play call. It meant that Stella was already sort of 3 steps ahead. And as a result, Sam Harrison only gets a yard.
Third and 7.
DC, third and 7. Roll out. Harrison got there in pass coverage. He's caught! Connor Weston, finally a breakaway play for the Dragons. And Connor Weston's got DC in Vancouver territory for the first time of the half.
And Jacob, we joke about how they're playing identical football to each other. That play comes from Vancouver. Roll out to the left and throw it back to the right. They say, hey, we do it. We got a number 1 receiver. Let's do the same play there. That's the first third down we've seen today in this quarter, this third quarter alone, and it's a big one.
Once again, down to the bottom. They will run it again. Harrison, room, pursued from behind. And it'll be a gain of 8. Thereafter, the chase down tackle made by Drew Hamilton. And that will be the end of the third quarter. No scoring in the third here at Canada Field DC football when we return. I'm Jacob Clear. That's Anthony Ellison. In stats this evening, JW Hartshorn and LED OMS. Week 12 football here, right on the Virtual Football Network. This game has so many implications at the back end of the season. Do not touch the dial on this one just yet. Hand off to Harrison. Nothing doing. Shut down at the line of scrimmage. Fonzie again.
And they knew the assignment coming in today. Fonzie, Woods, they was like, you got to stop the run. Now, DC has 2 running backs that are going to get 100 yards apiece. They're on pace for it, but it's going to be tough.
Say, can he get the first down? Lopez held him up.
So you have on that play, Woods, the first initial contact person, holding up for the defensive back to come in and to finish off the play. Oh, and they're going for it.
They're going to go for it. They're going to back Sam Harrison here a yard away. They have Stella on the outside. They've run the toss out of here a lot today. It'll be a handoff to the outside. Harrison got the first.
There's going to be a lot of ice baths and just like healing that they'll need to, because this is smash mouth football that DC is showing. Both sides are showing. That's a 4th and 1 run. That's confidence in your offensive line to get it done.
Triple again. They go back to Say. He got a downfield block. Kevin Say ran straight at Michael Lister, and it was Hoff, in fact, who held him up after the gain of 7. So better running here from DC on this possession. They got a second down and short. Do you open up the playbook a bit here?
I think the defensive line for Vancouver is tired. I will keep running the football now because this is about will.
What they set up to do here in this situation. Hand off to the outside. Harrison blown up. What a response by Vancouver.
They're not tired yet. That's number 77 right there, playing that nose tackle position. What a way to just rip through the offensive line and get a hit in the backfield. Big 3rd and 5 situation, set up in that bunch formation.
Huge play by the SFL's Greek freak Achilles Papatonis to blow that one up. Synergy rolls out. Pressure in his face is incomplete. DPI downfield.
They knew the play was coming. They just got there and reacted before they was able to get to the ball. So that's why the pass interference was called on Woods.
DJ Woods has done a lot of things right today. It was Bakoko who ran that route that time.
They knew the route. They do it all the time on their offense. Roll to the right and throw it to the backside. They were just there a little bit too early.
DC now 16 yards away from a major score. It's the best drive of the second half. Can they convert now? Synergy's going to throw it. Caught. It's Walters. Gain of 9.
Oh, we're getting closer to the red zone right there. Nice little 5-yard slant. Showed the numbers. Got down safely. 2nd and 1.
Back into the bunch. 2nd down, 1 yard required for a fresh set of downs and goal to go. Handoff. Harrison. Fresh air. Touchdown. DC leads.
And what a perfect time. We've been not bored through the running game. They just been really persistent. They know they got 2 running backs that has the stamina and the bell cow type of mentality to keep running the football. Offensive line, this is a stretch run, meaning you get to the outside, good job by the wide receiver, blocking to the outside, and you got that touchdown.
Sam Harrison, 27 carries, 78 yards, but 2 crucial touchdowns. And the Dragons, pending an extra point, will have a 3-point lead over the Vancouver Legion. Ron Van Cleef makes sure of that. So it's a second half that was scoreless up until that drive. Punt, 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 all the way until that rushing touchdown by Sam Harrison.
And that's just tiring out the defense. Like, they're playing great against the run, but when you keep on getting constantly hit and constantly getting hit, you're going to get tired in the 4th quarter.
So all to play for now. Vancouver held the lead. Just getting the exact check on it. They were 6.5 minutes into the 2nd quarter when Vancouver held the lead. And now with 7.5 left in the 4th, they've lost it and now find themselves down by a minor score. Does the scoreline change the approach for the Legion? Again, they have been shut down in this second half by this DC defense. Brown will throw on the 1st down play. Pressure in his face, it's through hands. Tyler Highfield nearly had it.
Didn't see that because of pressure in the face, Jacob, right there. That's it's not a sack, right? Nobody's gotten sacked so far, but that's big pressure.
Maybe a signal of intent from the Vancouver sideline. They've changed the approach slightly here to go through the air. Another drop back by Brown. This time a little less pressure. What a throw! Sudoff downfield. Has it up near halfway.
Oh, Nick Fargo with the T-Rex arm. That's your interception. That's your time to shine. So what a way to be focused on the ball right there by that tight end on the drag route. Big play.
Just get the sense this game's starting to heat up again. Another passing formation. Again, they've run out of this fairly commonly today. Most of the men outside with defense, and it's a run for Lloyd. Give him 4 up the middle just to settle the nerves here. With under 7 minutes to go.
Settle the nerves. I know everybody in chat right there on their feet because this is back and forth. Good run here. Now they're going to go back to the air. This is where they've been feeling comfortable with.
We're back into the split jokers here again. Sudoff is the outside man. Lockett motioned across again. Cast your minds back to that 54-yard touchdown in the opening half that gave Vancouver the lead. They will run it though. It's Wells. Got past 1 defender. It'll be forward progress. Give him 2. And it'll be a 3rd down and 3. Decision-making time for Andy Hamilton on the sideline.
You got to go with your bread and butter. What's it getting you here? They're feeling confident with their running. I don't blame them. Let's see what they can do.
Again in the jokers, they got receivers on the line. Run, Brown! First down, did the slide, got it.
And we haven't seen that since the first quarter right there. That's a design quarterback run, recognizing where the defensive line is moving, and they got the opening that they're looking for.
It's 2 designed runs for Christian Brown, and then one where he rolled out in the pocket and made 12 yards out of an improvised play. 35 yards away. Here's Lloyd trying to break it outside. The secondary got there. Had support. Chris Britton makes that tackle at the line of scrimmage. Only a gain of 2 there, 35 yards away. But crucially, already in field goal range.
You're in field goal range, so you don't have to take gambles. I like that they're just running the football here, knowing that they don't have to force anything.
They will throw again. Brown outside, it's caught.
Yeah.
Inside the 15. John Michael Sedith is turning it on here down the stretch.
Cover 2 beater, that's what you do. When you know you got somebody playing shallow and aggressive, you can throw it right behind them. You just got to have good precision. You see Bullock, right? Bullock was playing that flat route, thinking that he's going to get his 3rd interception. You throw it right behind him, but right in front of that safety. Beautiful pocket throw.
"16 yards away. John Michael Sudduth has the hot hand now. Brown's going to throw again. He'll throw. Caught. It's inside the 5. Brett Killian with the reception. He's checked back in. And Christian Brown has this offense 5 yards away from scoring range.
Nobody's surprised about what we're seeing out of Christian Brown. This is the veteran presence and the veteran leadership. Knowing that you're going to find Killian, he's going to take a hit. Good throw. 1st and goal.
Sudduth isolated at the top. Back in the Joker's look. Do they run? They will throw. Brown throws to the flats. It's caught by Wells. He is planted behind the line of scrimmage. Chris Britton, another crucial tackle.
What a way to come up with their good job. They did something different. They threw it in the flats, but that defense was ready for it.
Pushes them back 2.5 yards. I'll keep the same formation, but flipped. Sudduth ran the cross route. It's going to go outside. It's caught and over the stripe. Look at it as a triple. Vancouver back in front.
What a way to get your hat trick. When you needed to score after DC did a phenomenal drive, you come back with your own picture-perfect drive right there. Pocket present. Move in the pocket. Instead of being afraid and moving and running, you stay, you ship your eyes over to the open receiver, went across the field and delivered a dime to take the lead back.
What a performance by Nick Lockett. 109 yards, 3 touchdowns. Vancouver reinstates that 4-point lead that they held for so long today. And now with 3 minutes and 40 seconds left on the ticker, DC will have to do all that work again. Harrison will return it from inside his own end zone. Little juke outside, gets it to the 25. So, again, 3.5 left here. You're watching SFL Week 12 action on the Virtual Football Network. This game is so important for both of these two teams' season. Both of these teams chasing that number 1 seed and winner gets an 8th win. The loser will stay at 7. Hand off to the outside. Say, plenty of room. It's only Jack Russell back there in support. Got him, but it's a 12-yard run by Kevin Say.
Jacob, I don't know if this is you or not, but I'm a fan and I'm watching good football and I'm enjoying the back and forth there. Look at the blocking. That's commitment. You know you're tired. It's the 4th quarter, but you're still blocking on the outside and you're still getting all your effort there. Beautiful run.
Just has that playoff game feeling about it with those sorts of plays down the stretch. Harrison at the middle and straight up Fonzie. And he gets him after a 4-yard gain. Again, this projects to be a possible, championship game, at least a knockout final. Either way, with the way that these two teams are placed. So a preview of what's potentially to come in a more do-or-die scenario. But it has that feeling about it now already. 2nd and 6. Save, bounces outside, they got him. Vancouver are starting to close the hatches.
So now with Vancouver scoring, you're up by 4. You got to score a touchdown, right? Now, Jacob, you're in 4 down territory. Your clock is running. That's fine. But you got to think about clock management. You got to think about getting out of bounds if you need to, but you got to convert this 3rd down.
Synergy, triple to the bottom. He will roll out. Papaton's in his face. Throws it across. It's caught. Weston inside the 20. Pursued by Russell. He got him at the 10. Connor Weston with a huge play when they needed it most.
How do you not get excited? How do you not get up from your feet right there? You know the play. Everybody and their mama knows the play. You roll out to the left and you go back to the right. That was a jump pass situation on man coverage when the safety bailed out. There was nobody there. That's a touchdown saving tackle.
2-minute warning here. DC with a chance to take the lead again. Final over in Sin City. The Samurai have flogged the Mexico City Aztecs 34-3, but this is the game to keep your eyes on. DC trying to reclaim the lead after that huge 50-yard reception to Connor Weston. Hand off to Sam Harrison. Could he get a hat trick? He's running straight. It is tailed at the line there. Jack Russell saving the day again.
I don't care. This is going to be a game of the week. We knew that feeling going into it. Now we had a slow 3rd quarter, but we got the tempo picking up in the 4th quarter right now.
Offset eye again. It's Harrison. Harrison runs outside. Got the block. DC reclaims the lead. Sam Harrison's got 3.
Come on now. Look at the vision on the run right there. You see that you can't get to the tackle, so you bounce out. You have vision. You have patience. You waited for the blocks to happen. Look at 47 out there. Lauren Prococo, your all-world tight end, making an all-world block, and you get back on top of the leaderboard with less than 90 seconds left in the game.
Ron Van Cleef's extra point and making a field goal. The difference is good. So again, Vancouver within range of a minor score here with 90 seconds to go. They could take this to overtime if you wanted more football here at Canada Field. Don't touch the remote. Don't touch the dial. This is the game to keep your eyes on. 90 seconds of regulation to go. Vancouver with a 3-point deficit. Again, just to recap that, what's on screen there. We had 10 straight punts and now 3 straight touchdowns. Ezekiel Bear's going to rip the kickoff. Up past the 40. Bear's over halfway and he'll run out of bounds. Stepped out at the 43.
Look, my voice hurts. And we got another football game. And this is just phenomenal. This is a boxing match. This is the 12th round, and you're seeing both of them throwing haymaker after haymakers right there. Big kick return that you needed. You're on the other side of the 50, and now clock management, right? You can tie the game up. But you know what? If I'm Vancouver, I'm trying to go for the win.
Well, you have to. I mean, you're 90 seconds away. At minimum, you're 1 first down away from getting in the chance to win field goal range, but you don't want to take this to overtime if you can avoid it. Huge kick return by Ezekiel Bear. Has been huge for him through the air this season, but the special teams coming in clutch there. Wells is whacked.
What a hit right there. Now they're getting kind of slow up here. The clock is running. Maybe they're settling. They want to settle for a field goal, but you need another 10 to 15 yards to be comfortable.
Not going aggressive just yet. They'll run it with Lloyd. He's jammed up. They can't get much on there. They'll give him 0. Chris Britton with a huge tackle. 3rd down and 7. Vancouver don't stop the clock.
Chase Towan, long for the season, has 49 yards. So you want to get about another, I want to say 7 yards here, get the first down, but you want to get a little bit closer.
Yeah, they need the first down at a minimum here. Brown has to throw. 3-2 dime out of DC. Do they send extra pressure here? They back it away. Brown has heaps of time. Brown will look downfield. Lockett, it is incomplete.
Oh, I thought he caught it. Woo!
Vancouver have to go for it. This is your football game here. Brown again in the empty. Ezekiel Bear, he got them there in the first place. Could it be his play to make? Drop back. Brown under no pressure. He's throwing it back to them. Chris Britton's going to call game.
And that's how you seal it. That's how you call game right there. You know, you open the game with an interception, and you're about to close the game with an interception. And that's poetry in motion. That's absolutely beautiful. We saw a stellar game right there. Big play after big play in this fourth quarter. And shout out, my hat goes off to both of the teams for a phenomenal fourth quarter.
DC are going to walk out of here with their third straight win against the Vancouver Legion. They will go 8-2 with 2 games to go in the season. A huge win as they make their claim towards the number 1 seed.
Unbelievable.
And crucially for the Dragons, their last 2 games are on the road, but the 2 teams that they play have a combined 3 wins between them. They play Bossier City next week, who are 2-7, and Los Angeles the week after, who are 1-7. Meanwhile, for Vancouver, they have a tough road game against the Minnesota Legend, then 2 division games to end the season. The Washington Trident at home, back here at Canada Field, and they play the Sin City Samurai, who just knocked off the Mexico City Aztecs on the road. Again, this game has significant implications on the rest of the season here, and the playoff schedule for that matter. DC have gotten the win here. Unbelievable.
And it's been a tough season for Vancouver, and they're 7-1. They're going to be 7-2, but their strength of defeat is number 1. They beat hard teams to get here, and I'm sure we're going to see them again deep in the playoffs.
Ezekiel Bear will get the return. It is game over. The Dragons have knocked off the Legion on their home field here. Full time at Canada Field in Vancouver, British Columbia. Game 3 of your SFL Super Saturday, and it's one of the games of the season. The DC Dragons come away with the points here on the road. Anthony Ellison unpacked that ridiculous game we just watched.
We saw 2 teams that deserved every bit of their record, and they went back and forth in the fourth quarter. They put on a show for everybody that's watching, that's in behind the scenes. They did. And you know what? DC had the grit. They stayed with the running game. That's the thing, Jacob. They ran for over 200 yards as a team, and then they get 3 turnovers, 3 interceptions, and that slowed Vancouver down. And then running the football late in the fourth quarter tired out that Vancouver defensive line. But I tip my cap to Vancouver's defense for playing a stellar game there, but DC just had enough at the end.
This one ends here at Vancouver, British Columbia. If you're looking for more football, you're in the right place. The 9 o'clock block starts at 9 p.m. Eastern. Brandon Walters and Jesse Long will bring you Arizona at Washington. And we are going back-to-back. We have to call Queen City at Baltimore at 9:15 Eastern. That's happening right here on the Virtual Football Network. But for now, we say so long. On behalf of JW Hart, Sean, Ellie Diomez, Commissioner Cameron Over, I'm producing Anthony Ellison. I'm Jacob Clear. We'll see you next time. This one ends here at Canada Field. DC 24, Vancouver 21.